And joining me now from Budapest is the Hungarian Minister of Justice, Judit Varga. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to be with you here.
Your country, Hungary, you have passed this legislation, you say, to protect your citizens from the coronavirus. But we have some opposition MPs and groups that think that this is a power grab by your party, Fidesz. What is your response?
There's no point in thinking about that, as this law, unprecedented in Europe, confers more power in this emergency situation or in the situation of danger on the national parliament. We still count on the regular functioning of the Hungarian National Assembly, and the law explicitly includes that the National Assembly may revoke at any time this authorization. The law is nothing more about than to provide for the government the necessary room for acting immediately for the sake of citizens' health, life, and for the stability of the national economy. Every measure has to be proportionate, fit into the constitutional framework concerning its necessity, and can only target measures which are there to fight COVID-19.
But if it were to be so easy to revoke the law, why would there be such a critical mass of criticism out there? I mean, you've received criticism from the OSCE, from the United Nations, from the Council of Europe, and the general message seems to be that there is no clear cutoff date here. They're concerned about democracy in your country. Why would you insist on this measure?
I would recommend everyone to read the law, the text of the law, and not to read only the press releases. This is the same pattern what's always been going on around Hungary. It is, the same voices are always reflected in different media outlets. I would be very happy to have as much space in the international media with the Hungarian government's position as much space the opposition has in the international media. So there's no room for any kind of concerns. On the contrary, this bill or this act already provides much more constitutional guarantees than in general in a situation of danger any kind of constitution could. There's a very strong provision as well in the law, which actually provides more flexibility for the Constitutional Court to sit during a crisis, and that's why every measure can be tested against constitutional criteria. And this is also in the hands of the National Assembly to determine when the crisis is over and also overrule this act. So upon the termination of the virus, actually this law will not exist anymore. So there is no need to have any kind of concerns about the indefinite time, because the time is by itself determined by the virus and the National Assembly.
You mentioned the media in your response there, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about the media, because your party has been highly critical of the independent media operating in your country, your Fidesz party. And there's a measure in this law which says that jail time of up to 5 years may be imposed on those hindering measures aimed at containing the spread of the virus and those spreading false information related to the crisis. Rights groups think that this could be a measure that your party, that your leader, Viktor Orban, might use to muzzle journalists. What is your response?
My response is again that please read the text of the law, and also please learn a bit about the Hungarian the judicial system, because fear-mongering has a long-standing precedent and history already in our criminal code system. This new provision applies equally to every Hungarian citizen, and it is targeting those intentional, I have to reiterate, intentional false and untrue statements which are in front of a larger public, the great public, and it is probable, or it is appropriate to prevent the defense measures during a crisis situation, during the extraordinary legal order. So it is a well-defined case law. What qualifies to be untrue statements, of course, opinion or criticism, however harsh it may be towards the government, may not be under this kind of status. And I reiterate again, it is applicable equally to each and every citizen, not only politicians, any kind of professional or any kind of humble citizen in Europe. So this is not about targeting any kind of sectors in Hungary.
Judit Varga, Hungary's Minister of Justice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.